Today, I want to talk about astral projection. Astral projection, or out-of-body experience, is the conscious experience of leaving your body and then experiencing the world outside of your body and then eventually coming back. A lot of people have claimed an experience of either rising up or floating above their body and either seeing a white cord or no cord at all and experiencing the world in sort of a ghostly form. Now, this experience is a very powerful, real, it's a very vivid one, as if they're actually there, floating outside of their body. It's not like a hazy dream. So, but the thing is, this experience can actually be practiced and mastered. You can have a spontaneous out-of-body experience. Now, I wanted to talk about my experience and knowledge of it, and then how you can actually go about having one. So in this video, we'll talk about what you need to know to have your first astral projection experience and how to go about doing it. And then a few extra tips on specific techniques that you can do. So let's get into it. Astral projection, or out-of-body experience, is the experience of seeing yourself, being in the perspective of viewing the world outside of your body. Now, it's more of a way of you're actually there, as if you're disembodied. So for example, you'd be standing there and you're standing in this ghostly figure actually looking at your body down at your bed. So, and it's real. It's real as in it feels so vivid that it's real. Some people actually have expressed, me included, that it feels so vivid that it's even more real than real. And a scientific explanation of why this experience could be so vivid and real is the same thing about dreams. There's a theory about DMT, dimethyltryptamine, the hallucinogenic drug. Now, what's different about this hallucinogenic drug compared to things like psilocybin and LSD is DMT can also be found within the brain. Our brain actually creates DMT. So it's created in this small gland called the pineal gland, which is also called the psychic gland, ironically. And it is created in this gland, especially in large amounts around when we're born and when we die. And that's why when people are resuscitated at the hospital and they come back and they say, I had a very vivid experience of, being in either heaven or hell in some cases, or just recounting everything down to the right detail in the hospital, it's believed that this DMT is released from the brain, allowing us access to a much more vivid hallucinogenic or dreamlike world. And it's basically the same place that dreams come from. And a lucid dream and an astral projection are basically the same in formula, yet a lucid dream is when you're asleep, astral projection is when you're awake. Or when you're awake, going into deep meditative trance and then transfer into that state. So, I'm going a little off track, but getting back onto track. Astral projection, how does one do it? Beyond just it being spontaneous. So, the biggest thing is there is a Western way of looking at it and an Eastern way. There are a lot of things in this world that we see in a very Western way of thinking. For example, we think of math has specific problems, has specific formulas. If you're not getting the right answer, the formula is incorrect. There is some step that is wrong if you don't get it. There are ways of thinking where there are ways of things of doing things right. And if you didn't do them right, if you didn't get the outcome expected, you did something wrong. Now, when it comes to things like working out, astral projection, learning a new language, you're not going to get the outcome. You're not going to get instant results. You're not going to be completely fluid in Spanish. Fluent. You're not going to be completely fluent in Spanish the first time you take the first class you take a lesson. You're not going to be a massive buff house or be able to run a marathon the first time you go out on a run or go to the gym. That first rep is not gonna boom, I did the rep completely right. There's a process to it. There's a growth. There's a delayed time for it. The same thing with practicing astral projection. Now, the things that you need to be able to astral project are intention, willpower, and patience. So, how you astral project? You can have many different types of techniques. There are many different techniques to help get you into a relaxed state, then into trance, and then from trance into the astral projection. Yet, what's most important is your mindset and your intention. So the first, basically, running down pretty much every technique is, number one, the need to relax. Find a place where you're uninterrupted and a time that you're not going to just fall asleep, and find a place to relax and get into a nice comfortable state. And then step two is whatever other steps that you have, like visualization or mantras or whatever, but basically the biggest thing is your intention. What are you trying to do? Your intention is to leave your body. Your intention is to reach a state, a death state, meaning your mind is entering a very deep and very low energy state, to the point where your mind, your body, your soul is quote unquote dead. You're dying in a way. Not actually. When you astral project, you do come back to your body. It's like when you sleep, you're not going to close your eyes and then die in your sleep because sleep is death. No. Astral projection is an experience and you always come back. Yet, the experience of astral projection, the experience of leaving your body, is that experience of dying. So you're allowing, your intention is basically to die, is basically to experience that death state. So your intention needs to be, I am intending to surrender, to let go, and to deepen my state into a death state. That's what the intention basically should be. You can format it however you want. And then the next part is to allow yourself to just listen. Watch, listen, with no judgment, with no thinking, with no trying to break things down. Oh, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? It's just sit back and watch. In my most recent experience, I had a out-of-body experience because I wasn't trying to, in a way. And you need to have faith that it'll happen. Another way of saying this is when you lay down to have an out-of-body experience, when you have chosen your technique, and when you have set that intention, when you have laid down and set your intention, I am intending to relax and to enter that death state. When you do that, essentially just find a way to have confidence that even if it's not now, I will have an out-of-body experience in my own time. And maybe the first time you tell yourself that, maybe the first time you say, I have confidence that this will happen, maybe you won't, but keep acting as if you do. Keep acting and keep practicing and keep telling yourself, I am confident that this will happen. I am confident that this will happen in its own time. I am confident. You need to disconnect yourself from those results, because then if you get stuck in a mindset of, oh, it's not happening because I did something wrong, then your body is going to stop you from having out-of-body experience. So tell yourself, I am confident that it will happen in its own time. I am confident I'm doing the right thing, or I'm confident that I'm doing this right, and I am confident that this will happen in its own time. And then be consistent. Continue to practice. Just like when you go to the gym, I am confident that I will reach my target weight as long as I keep going to the gym. Same mindset. I am confident that I will experience an out-of-body experience as long as I am continuing to practice, to work out with my meditations. So that's pretty much it. You need to relax with no interruptions, have the intention, set an intention, meaning you are intending, meaning you're just telling the universe, these are the steps these are the actions I'm going to take to get to where I want to do it. I have actions, I know what actions I need to take, and I'm going to do these actions. And then be confident that it will happen. Being confident is the way to get yourself away from your desire of it happening, so you don't get addicted to it and force it to happen. So if you want to astral project, don't want it. Well, of course, wanting, but allow it to happen. Don't force it to happen, because it won't come to you until you let it happen. I have a few videos that talk about things like the Monroe technique, and in the future I will have a bunch of other techniques that I will put down in the description below as I post more and more. And I also will have a few guided meditations in the future that will basically tell more or guide you through these techniques and guide you into that state. But again, it takes time, patience, willpower, and intention. I hope that this video helped. If you liked, of course, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you in the astral realms. Peace.